So let's start to modify the y scale in such a way that both sides are equal in positive and negative to force the 0 or the baseline in the center. So let's start to look how to center the added fill shapes in chart.js 4. So we have this part here, and this code is a continuation from this video here. I'll make sure all of these links are in the description box. Next, I want to have the source code of that video or many more. Patreon, check out my Patreon page, and of course we have our Discord channel. So what we're going to do now is continue on with this and figure out how we put it in the center, because here's the issue. If I would say this will be 180, we get this differently and the scale will go more in the positive instead of the negative. So how can we solve this? Let's scroll down here. We go into the y scale, and then there are a few things we can do here. Well, you probably heard of grace. You can do that. And you can say here 1 to make sure we have some space here at the very top. That's the first thing that we want to do. But now, how do we get access to this? Normally the min and max are the right values to use. Let's say here min 200. But this is not possible for us because we need to get it dynamically by getting access to whatever the value is here. So what I'm going to do instead of this min and max, I'm going to work with a other function. It's called the after data limits. And basically what this does is accessing the codes or the limits of the data of these numbers here that is being calculated by chart.js, and then modify them. And that's what we're going to do here. So let's start to look at this. If we do the console log access, so we should have now access to the y min and max. So you can see here, this is the y axis, which is confirmed. And then you can see here the min value and the max value are in here. So what I want to do here is then an object destructuring constant equals the axis object. And I'm going to say here I will get the min and max value. Once we did this, now we can continue on. And what I want to do here is basically say whatever the axis value would be. For example, we say here the axis dot min will be equal to 100 or minus 100. Let's save that, refresh, and as you can see here now it calculates and does something. It is minus 100, but it recalculates itself and figures out 150 would be more appropriate. That's quite interesting. So if I just hide this grace, let's see what happened then. Then it will not really work, or it does give us some extra space. So what I want to do now is do the following. I want to make sure that these values here are for the min and max. Let's make sure we do that. And the max will be 200, for example. Not like that. Save that. There we are. So as you can see here, this is working. But now what I want to do is I want to grab whatever the value is here. So I'm going to say here the min and max value. This max value should be the value of 200 if I hide these. Save. Or 180. That is correct. So 180. So what I'm going to do here is just very simple. Reassign this. I'm going to say here the max value will be this, and then the max value or the min value will be now negative. So this works, but it has an issue here. What happened if this is, let's say, a very negative number? Now we're missing out on a part. So what I need to do here is a simple if statement, where we just check if one is larger than the other. So we say if axis.min or max is larger than axis.min. However, this is always, max will always be bigger because it's a negative. So what I'm going to use here, math.abs, that if ever it is a negative number, it will be converted into an absolute number and remove the negative. Basically, the negative will be removed, and this will be then a normal number. So then, if we do this, if that is the case, then max should be the leading item. Else, what I want to do here is I want to make sure that this will be based on the min value, and the min will be that, or min can be like that. And then we have here the max, or this min, we'll use this code here, convert it into a positive number. Semicolon, semicolon, save this, refresh, and there we are. So now we have it always in the center, and you have the negative 2000 and 2000 here. And let's try this again. Change this to 10, refresh, and now it is 200 by 200. Perfect. And that's it.